Many thanks for joining us again on the newsroom. Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has paid a visit to President Muhammadu Buhari to officially inform him of his intention to seek re-election on the platform of the ruling All Progressives Congress. The governor also presented his expression of interest forms to the president at the meeting held inside the presidential villa in Abuja. While speaking to State House correspondents, the incumbent governor explains why he's seeking re-election into office.
Before we run into the problem we have had with some governors before that come into office and abandon the work their predecessor commenced, continuity becomes a matter that all of us must be very, very consistent with. Because without continuity, I'm not saying everybody should stay beyond 4 years in the office. If you are not performing, fair enough. But if you are doing good work, the people should be able to give you that opportunity, give you the opportunity of completing a lot of work that are there in the pipeline that you have started. So I have so many roles that we have completed, but there are some roles that are still there that we are yet to complete before anybody will come and abandon it.
Chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has called for a thorough investigation into the alleged murder of Toyin Salau in the U.S. Salau, a 19-year-old Nigerian-American activist, was found dead days after she was declared missing in the city of Tallahassee, Florida, the U.S. on Monday. According to the Tallahassee Police Department, Salau was last seen on June 6th. She spoke at a Black Lives Matter protest in the city and was declared missing hours after she tweeted she was sexually assaulted by a man who had offered her a ride to church. In a statement signed by Abdurrahman Balogu, the head of Media and Public Relations Unit, NIDCOM, Dabiri Herrera described Talau's killings as highly depressing and cruel. NIDCOM boss also condoled with the immediate family of the deceased. The federal government has given conditions for the reopening of schools and tertiary institutions in Nigeria. Speaking in Abuja on Tuesday, Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajibwa, said all institutions must have hand-washing facilities, body temperature checks, and body disinfectants at all entry points to their major facilities. He added that the whole premises of each institution must be decontaminated and all efforts must be geared towards maintenance of the highest level of hygiene. He added that social and physical distancing in class sizes and meeting spaces must be observed. The minister, however, warned school authorities against reopening schools without the federal government's authorization. The Niger State House of Assembly has summoned Governor Abubakar Sani Bello to explain why his administration is doing nothing to address the incessant bandit attacks in the state. The legislators noted that since November 2019, there has been attacks in the state without much government action to address the issue. They alleged that the administration of the governor was only paying lip service to fighting insecurity. The legislators also summoned the Commissioner of Police and asked him to redeploy all divisional police officers in the affected areas, claiming they were not doing enough to combat insecurity in their territories. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has sacked 3 top officials of the Rivers State Microfinance Agency. In a statement on Monday, Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communications in the state, Pauline Osinsirim, named the dismissed heads to include the head of SME, head of finance and accounts, and the internal auditor. The governor also directed that the heads of other departments of the agency be arrested for further investigations. Wike also approved the dismissal of the managing director of River State Microfinance Agency. The commissioner explained that the governor took the decision to sack him over allegations of fraud against him. We'll take a break here and we'll be right back.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. you and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the go-to app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
The German mission in Nigeria has donated personal protective equipment worth 300,000 euros to security agents in Nigeria. At an event held in Lagos on Monday, the German Consul General Stefan Troman described the donation as part of collective measures to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. The equipment and consumables include hand sanitizers, disposable overalls, sanitizing spray, N95 face mask, handheld digital infrared temperature readers, and disposable hand gloves. The items were handed to representatives of the Nigeria Police Force, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, as well as the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, among others. ExecutiveJets, the airline suspended by the federal government for flying musician Aziz Fashola, also known as Naira Marley, has tendered an apology letter to the government over what it described as a mix-up. In a letter dated June 15, 2020, the chairman and chief executive officer of the airline, Sam Owajoku, said he gave the approval for the flight, thinking the passenger was the Minister of Works, Babatunde Fashola. In the letter directed to Sirika, Owajoku explained that the error occurred because Naira Marley also bears the name Fashola. Villagers in Bolivia have destroyed multiple telecom masts over fears that 5G technology could transmit coronavirus, even though the South American country does not yet have 5G wireless infrastructure. Local police chief Franklin Villazon said 4 communication towers were destroyed in Yapacani near the city of Santa Cruz. He said the force is overwhelmed by the incident and likened it to a terrorist attack. Conspiracy theorists say electromagnetic radiation causes the symptoms of COVID-19 and not a virus, an idea that has been debunked by scientists. Bolivia has reported more than 19,000 virus cases, including 632 deaths. We'll return shortly with business stories after this break. The recent borrowing trend by the federal government has generated concerns among analysts in various sectors of the economy. While speaking to TV360 Nigeria via Skype, Director General of the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, Timothy Olawale, says the non-sustenance of the government policies will put the nation at the edge of a debt crisis. Olawale says government should invest more in the diversification of the Nigerian economy.
There is no sustenance of our policy. In other words, we start a policy. Once we have a little bit of relief, we abandon it. The agricultural revolution, the Operation Feed the Nation, and the current drive to improve on the agricultural sector now remains to be seen whether it will be sustained. The iron ore, iron and steel factory in Ajaokuta has been moribund despite all the expenditure incurred on the project. We also know that solid minerals, despite the vast and massive deposit of solid minerals in Nigeria, is underdeveloped and largely unorganized. And it's so painful that we have so much potential, yet we fail to tap into them. So government should look away from oil for now and focus on other sources of revenue to rescue the nation from the abyss or the precipice upon which we are resting, so that Nigeria will not plunge into economic or financial chaos.
An American missionary, Gregory Dow, has pleaded guilty to sexually abusing girls at an orphanage he ran in western Kenya. Dow ran the orphanage in Kenya's Bomet County with his wife, Mary Dow. He pleaded guilty to 4 counts of engaging in illicit sexual conduct during a teleconference with U.S. District Judge Edward Smith and federal prosecutors. Dow committed the crimes between October 2013 and September 2014. He fled Kenya in September 2017 to avoid prosecution after police were tipped off the abuses, and is likely to serve up to 16 years in prison. Former Nigeria international Victor Moses has been listed by Chelsea's coach Frank Lampard among players to be asked to go via transfer market ahead of next season. Moses, who arrived Stamford Bridge in 2012 from Wigan, has had a mix of lows and down experiences with the Blues, having had to endure a back-and-forth loan deal which had him taken to Liverpool, Stoke City, West Ham, Fenerbahce and currently Inter Milan. The 29-year-old had won the Europa League in the first season at Chelsea, and in between his loan sojourns, he also won the Premier League with Chelsea in 2016 to 2017 and the FA Cup the following season under Antonio Conte. And that's it for today on the Newsroom. Thank you for watching.